I tried outside, but it's not possible. Right now it's not raining, it's rain and wind. Well, today I want to bring you a new exercise that is from the fantasy something like that to reality or duty or illusion or whatever. Well, let me introduce this with a situation I lived since I can remember. I remember with 6 months, my grandma, I was there. My grandma had some flower beds in front of her house. One of those beds was lilies. There are plenty of kind of lilies, but this one is the one I want to bring in this topic. I was intrigued. This flower always catch my attention, put me thinking. There is something in this flower. I didn't know what. And the thing is the connection to a spiritual world. You see, imagine yourself in this flower. This is about your root chakras, what make your spiritual world. Of course, the 7 chakras. Imagine from the root, the tip on the bottom, from where the flower roots, the root, until the top, the white part, which you can consider when you realize it, of course, your aura. So imagine this like as you had some wings. You can open your wings, and when you open your wings, imagine you open your third eye and your heart And that means you open your channel. Your channel is there, always working, but if you open, imagine after and before, like in the internet. After you had, I don't know, a few megahertz, now you have, I don't know, gigahertz, and the flow of the traffic has nothing to do with something. You see, now imagine the center, which is where your chakras until your third eye is the yellow part, the center until the root, and the crown is above that. It's between the yellow and the white part, you see. So it's funny. It's now imagine now the triangle, as you see in Illuminati, that shit, you know, and Masonic and that shit. The thing is, here, when you realize what happened is you gain your crown, and that means you are a co-creator, you are a king. And that means you are on the top of the pyramid. So this will bring again the end, because it has to do with the other part I want to explain. But basically, you have here our nature, which is the root, is the foundation, and then the several parts as the chakras, like your vibration, you rise your vibration, and that things you can find everywhere. But then there are so many, I don't know, again and again, I'm always talking about this, so much nonsense. Like, for instance, the belief, in the end I will take this again, but again, the belief state is the main problem in humankind. You see, because what is about human being is consciousness, which is the opposite. Belief is no consciousness. And worse than that, many times people are loose because they defend some shit, some lie as the truth. And, you know, the weapon, the biggest weapon of Satan shit, yeah, that's why everything comes as the base of everything is religion, because we are spiritual beings, and so religion is created to serve the illusion of spirituality. Now, other thing is, in everything you can find symbols showing you the same thing, that life is about human being. Like, for instance, in the past, you can see in the past, basically, there was the black, basically in cars. But the one thing is, two things. You can consider basically two things. First, as always, the industry is comes from this satanic power, this mafia organization. And second, the colors comes always with somehow with the same symbolism, but comes with a new situation, which is the border of consume, which is a situation, a different situation. But another thing is in the representation of power, politics, not only politics, but mainly, you see always the black car, and with the driver. What this means is human being under satanic power. See, representative system, this is what this is about. Satanic power. Be in mind. So, what this is about, this symbol, is human being. The car, doesn't matter who is in the car. Minister is the power. Who is in power? Human being. In this case, is black, serving Satan. And the driver is the human soul. It's the driver. You see, this is something, because even people, sometimes I see things like someone talking about this reality, this not reality, this fantasy, the spiritual worlds, trying to explain. You see, saying something like, what is soul and angels and so on, saying that angels are human being evolved. What? You see, there is so much nonsense in internet. Oh well, you see, soul is an entity. Human being is not an entity. everything is to serve human being, which is, as usually is called, the Son's God. God is within human being. And, well, I'm not going to take this for long. But you see, this is critical. People, what happens is they work their thoughts under shit of the system. Like an example, I've been talking about this also, about the idea of astrology or astronomy, which people usually don't consider. And then people are led always to mix things and take the satanic shit as something real, like what is served by NASA. The science. Oh boy, science. And you don't know. You can pick up Nikon 900 or Nikon 1000 and see basically everything through this camera, and easily you see that is all bullshit. What happened is the universe has to do with something that is can I say this? It's above the dome. It's a situation that has nothing to do with that fantasy the NASA sells. The science sells. Which you can read always the how can I say this? It's not evolution, it's not, well, consider change, which is always change, always. Is always the same, but always change, like the days. You see, yesterday was different, was not so gray. Tomorrow will be different. Temperature, everything. You see, that is life. Always new. Infinite. That is life. So, the opposite to satanic shit that they create, that they try to explain. Everything comes from nothing. Nothing. Oh, interesting. I'm stupid. And I just need to believe it, and so accept and obey. You see. Now, as I've been doing my downloads, spiritual downloads, easily I notice several situations different. Sometimes something that comes from the side, sometimes from the side, sometimes from both, like stereo. And sometimes more a strong sign, or sometimes very weak, like all comes from the other galaxy, far, far away. And slowly, a bit, and then a bit. See? People always do some kind of exercise, fantasy. It's easy, it's simple. Everything is placed. Everything has its place, its nature, its reason to exist. Like animals, for instance, I already talked about this. There's animals underground to bring us some situation, need to nature, oxygenate the ground and so on, give nutrients to the ground, and, so they feed from something, and then in return give something to the ground, and it's always some kind of exchange. Everything has a reason to exist, and everything must be respect. That will be for the second part of the video, which is about the code. See,